We're ready. G'day guys, welcome back to another episode of the Inner City Hermit. Another one, you know the drill, talking, me, myself, with the voice and the stories and shit. It's Monday. Well, you know my thoughts on Monday. Monday, make or break the week. I'm feeling good this Monday, obviously, because I'm on holiday still, so it's prime. But I'm getting to the stage where I'm kind of antsy. I want to start, doing work again. You find when you're on holidays, I think it doesn't matter what you do. When you're on holidays, after about the first week or so, you start to get a little bit like, oh man, I want to get working again. But I feel like a dickhead for saying that while everyone's at work. But but yeah, no, Monday's good. Monday's a good day to reset yourself. I had a pretty shit week last week with going to gym and stuff like that. So, one of my goals this week was like, yep, I'm going to crank out as many sessions as I can. So if that's you, or if you're in the same situation, or you have something that you want to do that you were like, fuck, I sucked at that last week. Monday, now's your time to start. Get your shit together. If I can get my shit together, you can get your shit together. So Monday, smash it, do whatever you can. If you're not listening to this on Monday and it's a fucking Thursday or something, same thing. Reset yourself, smash it, whatever you want. I think the reason why I'm so pumped up on a Monday, probably because I was playing Pokemon Go this morning. I did a 2-hour sesh walking around Newstead playing Pokemon Go, so that's a great start to my Monday. But no, yesterday I had a really, really nice afternoon. I had a nice afternoon little picnic with a few of the gang from the gym I go to. So we went down to New Farm Park, and it was probably the most stereotypical park picnic environment I've ever been in. Like, now that I'm thinking back to it, like, you literally, if you think of a park and you think of it, having a picnic in a park and the groups that are there, it was so, hit the nail on the head. Like, you had the girls that had the giant platter. Like, the platter was like ridiculously set up. Like, everything was perfectly placed, and they had their like mimosas and shit going on. You had those girls there, and then you had the group of boys who were playing cricket, all without their shoes on and beers in their hand, which actually looked really fun. And then the one thing that you always have to have when you have a picnic at a park was there is some dickhead with a fucking guitar and some dude on this box, and he was like tapping away on the box and singing and doing that. But yeah, it's the stereo, like it wasn't even that bad, to be honest, but I was sitting there like, far out, this could not be any more like stereotypical picnic environment. Like, the boys are just sitting there like banging on the bongo, like, yeah dude, you just wanna join into the beat? Yeah, no, I'm really feeling it, just wait, let me feel the drums. It's probably some dude, some backpacker from Brazil or something. Like, he's like, yeah, barefooted. I'm surprised they didn't have a slackline out, to be honest. I was waiting for the slackline. You know how you hear the guitars and the drums, and then some bloke will bloody chime in and start singing like, oh, and it's just, it gets funny. But then they get the slackline out, and they're like jumping on the slackline and doing that sort of stuff. More power to them. They look like they're having a great time. They actually do like add a bit of character to the day. But it's just funny that there's, no matter where you go, if you go to the Gold Coast, you go to the Sunshine Coast, you go to Brisbane, you go to anywhere, there's always that group that are like singing there, making their own music and having beers, and everyone's dancing and stuff like that. Or then like the Hare Krishnas will come through and they'll be singing and dancing and like doing their little cymbal things and stuff like that. It's funny. It's really funny. Like, it's funny, but it's not like funny as in like, oh, what are they doing? Why would you do that, dickheads? It's funny because it always happens, I think. And like I said, it's not even a bad thing. It's kind of good, but it's like when you see something stereotypical, it's funny. And it's like that too for if you ever log on to I'm very notorious for doing this lately. I don't know why I do it, and it's kind of like self-punishment, to be honest. But I've been reading a lot of Facebook comments, like not on my stuff, but like Facebook comments. Prime example, go have a look at the Courier Mail page where they post like terrible news articles, but then look at the comments made underneath the actual like article itself, oh, you get some doozies. And you know what? It's always funny. It's always like a older man, like someone between the age of like 50 and 60, some old bloke. I don't know what name comes in your head. Some old bloke named Rob. And his like Facebook profile pictures like either one that's like really fucking close up of his head. Like, you know, those photos where the guy's taken like a group photo, but then he's just cropped like his face out and then like put it in, and it's like all fucking pixelated and shit. And it's like he's probably got a mustache, but his mustache looks like just mud smeared on his face. But you look at him, and I think old people have this. I don't think old people, and I'm sorry if you are, surely not, unless it's mum or dad. Sorry, mum or dad. I don't think old people can grasp the sheer size of Facebook. Like, I don't think they quite understand. Like, there's always like the people that tag their mates and stuff like that. Like, oh, this would be something that you do, tag like Matson dickhead. But they comment as if it's like they're talking to the author. And like as if that author's going to scroll through it like, oh, fucking Rob with the zoomed in face thinks I'm a dickhead. Damn it. But they comment on it, and it's always funny. Like, I mean, shout out to Grilled or Burger Urge, what I think it's Grilled. They're doing meat-free Mondays. Gang, that's sick. But you see, like, Rob, the 55-year-old bloke who's just discovered Facebook. Well, I won't be eating at Grilled anytime soon. No, they don't give me the choice. Like, I'm not going to do what they tell me to do. It's like, fucking tops, Rob. Maybe just don't eat burgers for a day, bro. Like, I'm sure you'll survive. But they think that, like, not, you know, billions of people use Facebook, and that people that here I am, though, I'm having a go, but I'm sitting there reading Rob's comment like, fuck, this dude's an idiot. And I've resisted the urge, you know, I was on Facebook in grade 9, so 4. I've resisted the urge for 12 years to reply to some dumbass who's commented on someone's Facebook, like, I don't know, a news article's post. I've resisted the urge to comment and reply back for like 12 years, but I'm getting so close to just when it's like some old lady like Brenda talking about like refugees, like, yeah, if they don't want to work, they don't bloody belong here. And you're like, just shut the fuck up. Like, go back to like baking cakes or something. I don't care what you do. Just get the fuck off Facebook. Why are you there? And like, I reckon these people do it, like they must finish work. And you know, this is my massive pet hate when all these old people are like, oh man, all these kids on games 24/7, like, can't be good for your eyes and can't be good for your brain. What are they doing with their brains? And I'm like, well, to be honest, you're sitting on Facebook after you finish work just commenting on fucking news articles. Like, jog on. Why are you hating on some kid who's streaming when you're sitting there on Facebook just like, oh man, they're not putting eggs in cakes anymore. Bloody dickheads. Oh, fuel prices, they're going through the roof. Nah, where's my tax money going? Like, shit like that. And I'm getting so close to wanting to comment back, but I'm resisting the urge, because why would I bother? But then I'm also like, if I'm resisting the urge, maybe I need to find a better hobby or something, because it means I'm spending way too much time on Facebook. And I had a conversation with my mate Kurt the other day about, and he came up and he was like, dude, I feel so shit. And I was like, oh, why? He's like, man, I just keep reading fucking Facebook comment arguments and just getting mad. And I was like, man, I do that as well. Like, I don't know if anyone else does it. Maybe you do, maybe you don't. Maybe you're actually a mature human being and you just ignore the comments. But I find myself doing it lately too. Like, I'll click on an article, there was a gold mine around the article around Israel Folau about the comments going both ways. But I was reading through the comments and I was just getting like mad, but you're literally, it's like torture. Like, you're doing it to yourself. Like, all it would take to do is just lock your phone and put the damn phone down. But like, you're continuously like just scrolling. It's like you're addicted to it. But so trying not to get mad about that sort of stuff, oh man, it's so hard because there's so many fucking idiots in the world. Like if you want to know how like shit the human race is, go to any post about immigration, gun laws, I don't know, anything like that, and then just read through some of the comments and you're like, how do these people have the knowledge to breathe? Like, even down to just things like, no offense to like anyone on their like views or whatever, their opinions, like everyone's got their right to have an opinion, but when you see some of the opinions of some people, you just like, where do you live, dude? Like, do you conversate with people? Do you meet people ever? Do you have any like friends that aren't of the same like standpoint as you? Or like, it just destroys my brain. It like, small-minded people kill me. Like, how hard is it just to like let be? Like, just it kills me. But that's why you got to avoid the Facebook comments section. Don't avoid Facebook. There's some great memes, some great videos on Facebook. But that definitely just ticks me off. It's kind of turning into a rant now. You know what? You know why? Because I was literally looking at the stuff right before I started doing this podcast, which is so stupid. I should just stuck to Pokemon Go. Should have just stuck to Pokemon Go. Oh well, life goes on. I could always go back to Pokemon Go. It's one of those games that you just go in and out of. Like, if anyone's played Pokemon Go, it's addictive as hell. Like, once you start, you can't... Well, I mean, it does help that I'm, like, super into Pokemon. It makes complete sense as I sip from my Pokemon mug. So last week was a pretty good week. I mean, I got a lot of stuff done to do with this sort of stuff. Like, I was doing a lot of research into, like, how to go about recording and how to go about it. And this is really, you probably heard it from my last podcast, but this is such a new environment for me in the filming and the editing and the recording, but it's like a new challenge. And it kind of reminded me how important it is to challenge yourself and to put yourself into like a really kind of shitty area and see how you go, like kind of jump straight into the deep end and see what happens. Like even like just editing, like I think like this is like whatever episode I'm up to when this gets released, but it's like the more you do, and I've like spoken to friends about it who are like pretty knowledgeable in like microphones and cameras and stuff like that, and the more you do it, the more you feel really comfortable with it. And I kind of related that back to when I started like gym. So a little bit of background with me and like the gym and my sport, but I actually have I got osteoarthritis, like early stages developing in my knee. So pretty much my knee is just fucking churned up and shit. It's pretty much fucked. But I kind of went from I'm just not going to do too much exercise, I'm not going to do too much sport, and I found it was getting progressively worse, that I wasn't. So I was just like, fuck it, you know what, I'll get on the group fitness train. So I joined Fitstop. So shout out to Fitstop Newstead, just down the road. And it was like one of those things with the podcast. I hated the idea of group fitness. I never, like, working out with people I always found when I'm at the gym, I like to be kind of isolated. Well, I thought I liked to be like kind of isolated. And I know some people are like that. Like, I've got mates who, you know, they get in the zone, they only want to work out, but I found it really hard to motivate myself I found myself literally, I'd like do 2 bench presses and I'd be like, yeah, sick, check the gram, oh yeah, this song. I'll start creating a fucking playlist, and next thing you know, it's half an hour's gone by and I've lifted like, I don't know, 10 weights, like 10 of something. I've done like I've warmed up for about 80 minutes pretty much, and I was just like, this is shit, why would I want to keep doing this? So I jumped in head first. I was like, fuck it, here's my money, let's see what happens. And like I said, I had no idea what I was doing. I'm not a gym orientated person. I have no clue what a fucking dumbbell lift pro thing fucking snatch. I still don't even know, but I jumped in like head first, was like, fuck this, I'm just gonna do it. And like the podcasting thing, the more I did it, the more I was like, this is so much fun. I love doing this. This is like such a good hobby. And the more it was kind of like adding to me, like to my list of hobbies, my list of things that make me happy. And of course, like I said in my in one of the previous podcasts, I'm like a really fixated, but like I need to have something to keep my brain busy, because my brain just goes in circles. And yeah, so like jumping head first was really great. So I like obviously joined Group Fitness. It was awesome, and like the more you do it, the more you like it. But and on a side note, Group Fitness, it's it's terrifying if you're gassy. If you're walking, I don't like, because I take the pre-workout that's pretty loaded in caffeine, and I like, everyone knows like once you take a bit of caffeine, like have a coffee or something, you're going straight to Browntown. Like get T-minus 10 minutes till you're going to want to shit yourself. So when you take it, like get up at 4:30, you smash a bit of pre-workout. By the time you walk down to the gym, you're sitting there you're like an atom bomb ready to go. Like I'm sitting there, and the worst bit is because on Mondays we do like heavy weights. So the worst bit is when you walk in, and my class is starting to get really, really busy now, and I'm gassy as a motherfucker. Like I'm really self-conscious too, because you're squeezing and you're grunting, like, ugh, and like, of course, you let them slide sometimes. So it's such a self-conscious thing that you don't want to be the dude that farts at the gym. Like you don't want to be that guy that stinks it out. And especially with my vegan protein, that's deadly. It's deadly. If you have more than like 2 protein shakes a day, like bro, you're walking around a green cloud for like a week. Like you've just got those stank clouds just around you, and like, or you'll be shopping and you'll have to like skip through an aisle real quick because you just like dropped an absolute fucking bomb. And it's really bad when you do it in like the freezer section, because the freezer section is one of those sections where people are always indecisive. Have you ever been to a freezer section and known exactly what you want? Never, because there's so much shit there. You're like, oh, I'll have a pizza. Oh, nah. Maybe I'll have, oh, no, I don't really feel like nuggets. Maybe I should go healthy. Like you sit there and you're so indecisive. So sometimes when I drop a bomb in the bloody freezer section, like I feel so bad for like the uni student on Centrelink who's trying to find his pizzas for the week, because he's just sitting there inhaling. He's just got a gas mask on. So yeah, that was one thing. That's definitely one thing about Group Fitness that is such a thing, yeah, you worry about. That and getting too sweaty. Because I'm a massive sweater. Like I get really sweaty. Like I don't know, maybe I've got a high body temperature. I'm just a musty human, I reckon. Like I think I walk around with a cloud of humidity around me. I'm just sweating profusely. Like if I wear a white shirt to the gym, it may as well be non-existent. It's just transparent. You can just see my nipples by the end of the sesh. But when and I remember, oh no, I remember poor Kia, I'm going to bring her up again, but we were doing bench press, and I don't know for what reason, I paired up with Kia to help her out, and we're doing bench press, and of course I'm spotting her, so I'm like leaning over, and I just saw this one little droplet of sweat just coming down my face, and I was like, I could feel it, but I didn't want to like not spot her because she was going quite heavy, and I didn't want to be like, oh sorry, you fucking choked on, you got guillotined by the weight, babe. I was just wiping a drop of sweat off my head. So I'm doing these ones to like try and maneuver the sweat, like so it goes down my face and doesn't, because once it gets to your nose, like it's about to bungee jump off your nose once it gets there. And I could see it. Like I was cross-eyed while I was like looking. It would have been a really funny thing for her to see as she's looking up, but and I just see like all of a sudden countdown. This thing was ready to jump, and it comes down off my nose, and I see it drop, and like you've got probably, I don't know, 0.2 of a second to catch that drop before it's too quick, before it's too gone. Like it's like, I don't know, when you drop your phone and you accidentally knock it and you've knocked it too far and now it's out of arm's reach. That's what the sweat drop. And I was directly over Kia's forehead, and this thing, it happened in slow motion off my nose. I went to swat it and I missed the swat. And then I just saw it in slow motion, just like on Kia's forehead, and just all hell broke loose. Like, she just looked at me like, did you just sweat on me? Like, did you just literally sweat on my forehead? And I did sweat on the forehead. I sweated right on Kia's forehead. And, that's when I knew she was the one, because you can't sweat on a girl and not know she's the one. So, the sweat obviously was drawn to her. So, but I learned very quickly that day that if you're going to spot someone, it's best you give yourself a face wash. But it doesn't matter anyway, because I just keep sweating. Like, once it starts, it doesn't stop. Like, I'll walk home, I'll be half an hour out of gym and I'll still be sweating. Like, the worst thing is I have to wait. Like, I have to wait before I shower after gym, because if I shower immediately after gym, the heat of the shower makes me sweat more. So I'm literally like bathing myself and then sweating out, and then I come out of the shower and I'm just still sweating and I'm smelly as. So I just had like a non-point shower, and then you put your shirt on, you automatically just have sweat marks everywhere. It's worse if you have like a lighter shirt too, because you just have sweat. Like, there's nothing worse than sweat. Actually, no, that's a lie. There comes to a point where you stop giving a fuck about sweating. I remember in high school, I was a real sweater. And we used to wear those really nice white dress shirts. So like, when you could see, like, have you ever seen a businessman get wet in the rain? And you just see everything. Like, usually sometimes they have giant nipples, and he's drawn to the giant nipples. Or just me, maybe. Yeah, that's not gay. Maybe it is. I don't know. Who knows? Everything's gay nowadays. We're all a little gay, I think. But it's like that white. So I had one of those white dress shirts, and I used to sweat so much, and I used to be so self-conscious, like a little 14-year-old, angsty as, listening to like emo, bloody My Chemical Romance, sweating out, like, fuck out, people are gonna think I'm sweaty. So like, and then you get to a point where, like, I'm now my mid-20s, so it's like I seriously could not give two fucks about my sweat mark. As long as I'm not sweating on someone. Like, sweating on someone's a different story. If you're sweating on someone, that's gonna fucking suck. But if you're just sweaty, like, I'll be sitting there like, yeah, screw it, I'll wear a white shirt, arms up, just laying back on my chair with these big, like, proud sweat marks. I'm not actually like that. I'm still a little bit worried about them. But you just care a little bit less. You're like, I'm sweaty. I'm a sweaty human. Get over it. Can't stop my sweat. What, are you going to hate me for my genetics? I'm genetically sweaty. Leave me alone. Like, summer's the worst for me. Like, everyone thinks like, oh, winter. Oh, I fucking love winter. I wish it was winter all year round. If it was winter, but like the sun came up early. Like, if we could have winter, but the sun gets up at like 4, like it does in summer, I wouldn't want there'd be no more temperature changes for me. I'd be good. That'd be me done. Like, put a fork in me, I'm cooked. That's fine. But when the summer comes around, and then you got to pay for aircon, like, that's one of those grown-up expenses that you really take for granted if you have aircon at your, like, family home. Like, it was always the thing, you get home from school, aircon on. If I get home from school and put the aircon on here, I'm so worried about, like, I think we calculated, it's like, I don't know, it's like 50 cents every time we just turn the aircon on. So, like, it just smashes the bills. But it's so worth it, though. Like, I'd rather be comfortable and spend the money than be sweating, like, just wet all the time. Like, you would save money on washing. I have to wash my clothes so frequently because I sweat so much. But, yeah, sweating and farting at gym. I'm so self-conscious about those things, because no one wants to be that guy. Like, it's the same for people who don't wear socks. Far out. wear some fucking socks. Man, sweaty feet are probably up there with smelling like dead animal. Like, it goes like dead animal feet, like sweat feet, and then normal feet. Like, just wear some socks. Or like, there used to be this guy when I went to the gym, like my single, like, you know, the normal gym. And I don't know, we used to we must have had like similar schedules or something. But he had holes in his shoes. So like, it's like the holes were like torpedo cannons of stench. Like, he'd be like lifting weights, and then you'd just be like, you do like, you know, when I'm doing like my 1 rep, because that's all I do at gym, I'd be like, like, it was just terrible. Like, and yeah, I don't know. He was probably working out harder than I am. I was sitting there whinging about his feet. He's getting the gains, and I'm sitting there like, fuck my nose. This is painful. This is torture. Holy shit. 26 minutes already. This is what happens when I start talking. See, everyone, like I said in my last night, everyone's like, how do you do 30 minutes? It's like, how do I only do 30 minutes? I can sit here for 2 hours talking shit. But yeah, I don't want to keep chewing your ear off. I'll let yous get on with your Monday or your Thursday or your Saturday or your Sunday. I think if you're in Australia or Queensland, I don't know but I think 4-day week this week and then 3-day week next week. So, you know, you're only working 7 days over the next 2 weeks. So, heads up, get your ass to work, smash it, have a great long weekend. I'll probably do another podcast before the end of the week, so I'll double it up and say have a great long weekend then as well. But thank you guys. If you are enjoying the podcast, I hope you are. If you're not, then, you know, too bad, so sad. I'm going to keep doing it anyway. But please subscribe on YouTube. It would be awesome to get a few more subs. But you can also follow on Spotify or save the podcast on iTunes. I don't know how it works. I do it with the Joe Rogan podcast. So it saves it every time it comes out. So if you could do that, you'll always know when I'm releasing a half an hour shit talk sesh. So get around it, guys. I also will be leaving the link to the last podcast in the video. I'm going to try and do this really, like, I don't know how to do it. I watched this video about how to be a great YouTuber yesterday, and it told me how to do that. So I'm just going to fuck around with it, see if it works, because obviously I'm not a great YouTuber. But anyway, guys, as always, stay safe. Don't do anything stupid unless it's reading Facebook comments. That'd be stupid, but you can do that if you want, but I would suggest not, because you get mad at that old bloke with the terrible views on life. But anyway, have a great day, guys. Have a great week. Have a great life. Do whatever you want. Be happy. See you later.